CSS battle time. Do you know what? This might be the one time I actually do a grid or flexbox. You know, I'm looking at this and it's 3 identical items. We can do a stacked gradient on it. That's all we need. Stack gradient, border radius. And if we place items center, right, we don't even need grid, actually. All right, let's start by selecting the body element. We're gonna, I don't, silly me, background. Here's what I'm thinking. We just do the body. We're not gonna use the HTML tag here. Because box shadow, we don't get the inner parts of, you know, these elements here, these bars and the dots. So we can't duplicate them with box shadow. WebKit box reflect only gives you 1, so I can't duplicate it that way. Although I have gotten a double image before. When I had too much margin, I was getting actually reflection. Ooh. Okay, but actually doing 3 elements and then just saying place content center and getting it to line up in the body like it should. So let's try that. Let's do 3 p tags. I typed that in weird, but going with it. So let's get the there we go. Let's get this element styled. We have to change the background, right, to this. And it is block level, but it doesn't have any height or width. So we're going to say padding to give it height and width. Let's give it 100 by 50. Now it's going to stretch full width. Let's do this. Place items. Let's see what this does. Okay. All right. They're center. Maybe I need to use inline elements. Let's try I. Hey, they're all gone because I haven't selected them yet. There we go. Okay. But they're inline, so I'd have to do display block. Okay. All right. Let's change these back to paragraph tags, and maybe we just do a display grid. Oh, they're still doing columns. I don't want columns, and I don't want to do flex direction, you know? Like, at this point, I might as well just margin them all into place. I always get that backwards, column. What's the deal here, man? Why are we not getting rows with flex? Of all the silly things. Okay. Maybe I typed in column wrong. No, now it's just putting it in the middle. How lovely. But I want you guys to line up. Oh, I think it's because of not doing the closing tags. I think that's actually making them render out as subsequent children. They render out weird that way, and so I don't have siblings. I bet if I put closing tags on all these, oops, /b on that. Let's see. I just want to test my theory. I do know how to use flex, I swear. So they should render out as siblings. And the siblings inside the body that's being selected here. Okay, let's just make sure this is working. Yeah, okay. Selecting the body. Okay. Let's make sure I don't have this backwards. It's so weird. I don't know why these are being so difficult right now. At least they're not vertical anymore. I think they are stretching off to the screen, you know. Let's see what a gap does. Gap 10 pixels. There we go. Okay. It is working. It is doing what I expect. Maybe the padding was too big, so it was. Oh, it was probably just doing the flex wrap, and that's why it was doing that, because it's block level elements that are trying to grow. Let's see if we expand these. Okay. Okay. All right, we're there. That's a lot for positioning it. Do I want to keep going down this route? I was hoping to just place item center and call it a day. If I place it how I traditionally do with like a position fixed and just margin, I think I don't even need a position fixed. I think I could just margin these into place and use inline elements to do it. The inline elements do need a display block for padding to work for the height and width, because it doesn't work on inline like it does on block level elements. So that is doable, but I'm losing 4 lines right here of CSS to do a display block. I am okay with this. Alright, so let's get up here. Let's get that, D and D, and just get rid of those. We don't need them. Alright, we have you padding 50. Let's keep the 100 by 50. That's too much padding. It's more like 60, 70. Yeah, somewhere in there. And what we're going to do, if we do the position fixed, it'll shrink down to just what the padding is instead of stretching full width. But if we put some margin on it, let's see what happens. We want 50 on the top and bottom, like 10. Let's actually change those to an I. Change this to an I. Okay, it's actually there. It's actually doing what it's supposed to. Oh, margin won't work. Okay, let's do a display block. Let's see if I'm actually right about this. I am not very right about this at all. Oh, maybe they're smashed all together. No, it's got the 10 on the sides and it's got the 50. Because each one has margin. So all 3 of them have margin. But I think they're stacked. Yeah, I see the one down at the bottom there. So let's say 100. Okay, good. So each one's picking up that 50, 50, 50, and stacking down. So if I want these to be arranged next to each other without doing a position fixed and selecting each one, how do I go about doing that? I can't do margin on all of them because they won't. If I do 150 margin on one of them, that's the space in between each one. Like it's not gonna line up like how you would expect. You do have to do like gap and that sort of thing to get it to space that way easily. All right, we're doing a position fixed. Let's just make it easy. I got chores to do still. You know, some days you can just take your time on these, and other days, let's just get it done. All right, let's do 30. Nope. 80, 70, 72. It's always weird when you don't get like the margin off the HTML or body tag. You end up with weird numbers. 50, 40, 2. Like if we had taken that off, it would have probably been, oh, very nice. All right, let's get our border radius. And do we need a display block? We don't. We don't need a display block. That was unnecessary. I don't need to change the eye tags. They're doing just fine. Border. Oh, I think I don't need a display block anymore because I have position fixed. That also changes how that works. I think, tell me if I'm wrong, please. Wow. Got it in one. Okay. 10 pixels is the border radius. All right, got that going. I need to fix the background on these, which I'm going to be doing gradients on. Do I really want to be doing gradients on this? What I could do is use the following eyes to make a circle and make the bars, and then do a box shadow on this eye for each one, and it should be the same spacing in between them, so I only have to write one box shadow instead of a bunch of gradients. But I would have to write a new border radius, a new background. All right. Let's see. Let's hit star. Eye has that background. What if I kind of want to avoid writing a new background. I want to keep the same background if I do the box shadow method. Forget the box shadow method. Let's just write some gradients. Gradients are fun, guys. They're really fun. You just trust me on this. They're the most fun ever. Like, figure out how to write a gradient and you have so much fun. You're convinced, right? They're really fun. Wait, do I have to? Oops. I do need that, but I don't think I have to have that space. Oh, I know why I haven't. I did that in the wrong order. I promise, gradients are fun. And then we're just gonna hit transparent. There we go. And let's see what our diff looks like. Oh, it's huge. Is this rendering in? Oh, I see why. No, I did want that. Oh, okay. So I took away the red background. Here's what we're gonna do. All right, we actually do want this as the background so it fills in, right? And then we can say 1Q, and we can say at 10 pixels. Nope. 50%, and then do like the 10 pixels. All right, more than that. 30, 40, 50. All right, and this is a bit smaller. So let's drop it down to like 25. That looks about right. All right, and we can just, 40. There we go. We got that. Then we can put the linear gradient on top of this one, and I'll just make this linear gradient, I'll size it to be those two bars. And then we'll position each eye. I'm just trying to think sizing wise, if that'll work. Yeah, it'll work. Let's see. Let's just get it started and then see where we're at. Linear gradient. Let's get our comma in here so it's top down is good. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do like 10 pixels, and then we're gonna go transparent because it's a couple less characters, and 0. Okay, there it is. We are gonna have to set the position and then the size. The size is going to be the hard part because the size of the gradient, it's going to want to repeat the whole width. It doesn't actually set the it sets the dimensions that repeat. It doesn't set the dimensions that it expands to. So that might not actually work for that gradient. Those two bars. But I think I might have a solution that does work. If I do a box shadow inset, I can set, I have to do three rows for that. Oh, that seems like a lot. Everything seems like a lot on this. Like a lot more than it should be. Like I'm doing this a really dumb way, you know? And something I'm noticing right now, this I tag, I said border radius on all of them, but I'm not seeing a border radius down here on this one that is showing. Oh, I see why. I don't have a border radius because of the white. It is a border radius, but it's just not showing because of the linear gradient. All right. 180 degrees. No, you're supposed to be at the bottom. Start at the bottom. Like 90, right? 180 should put you at the bottom. 0? Oh, 0 puts you at the bottom. Okay. I just realized that'd save me a little bit of effort here. Could put a border on this thing. I could do a border. But it's not the same thickness of a border. Yeah, let's do a border on it. Let's do a border on it. See what happens to my gradients when I add the border. 10 pixels solid. And get this red in here. Alright. Changed a lot. Oh, expanded it by 20 pixels. So let's drop this by 60 and that by 30 and see if we're back to where we need to be. Pretty much are. The width is spot on. That's good. So now we can just set the positioning of our gradient pixels. Did that change anything? That moved the radial gradient 20. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, yeah. It moved it that way. All right, and I need to fix my radial gradient. I think I need to bring it up. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, so not 10 pixels. The 0 degrees is unnecessary because no matter what, I have to set the positioning across the whole thing, so I'm not actually having to move it less. So get rid of that 0, and then we can do this like 80, 90, 100. Actually, let's aim for that top one because we're going down now. 85, it looks like. Oh, I feel like that one's going to give me fits. I hope I don't have to do fractions of pixels to get the 100% because, you know, I don't care for that. You know what? Just to make life easier, I'm going to write the rest of the gradient. Let's go ahead and do a third color stop. You're going to do 20 pixels, and then we're going to go back to the white and hit a 0. There we go. Oh, but if I do that, it wants to extend. Oh, I know what I can do. We can just write in a no repeat. There we go. And we're going to go 30 pixels. That's still too much. Oh, because I'd have to do a second. Okay, let's size it. That's the position. Now let's do the size. We're going to do 30 pixels. That's the width. Oh, is the width working now? Oh, because I have no repeat. So with no repeat, I don't need the border. Oh, I do need the border for where it starts, right? No, I probably don't. So let's see. Let's take this off. Take that off. Turn you back up. Right? We're doing a no repeat. And we're going to size it. This is where the sizing happens. 30 pixels, right? Okay. So that works really good. Yeah. So I can just say you're 80. No, 70. 60. And then we're going to do 10 for the side to side positioning. Yay! There we go. Now let's just step it down a bit. Let's go 95. And that looks pretty stinking good. We got to fix our radial gradient again because we took the border off. Okay, I'm not hitting submit yet. All right, so border radius, margin that. This can go bye-bye. Let's not minify it just yet. That was a hot mess. I'm not going to lie. That was a real hot mess right there. We don't need a capital I. That seems excessive. Okay. Don't do this to me. I wrote margin the right way. Why is nothing moving? I'm targeting the next I tag. Are they rendering different because they're inline elements? Why is margin not moving it around? Huh. Okay, let's see. Let's try one more selector just to see. No, it's not, still not targeting it. Like, I'm expecting this guy right down here to be moving around when I'm doing the margin, right? 0, and it's not doing anything, which, I mean, indicates to me, oh, did I do the wrong one? There we go. Yes, okay. So, inline renders differently when you don't have a closing tag than you'd expect. All right, negative 50, 60, 70. Yeah, right around there. And then let's go 50. Ooh, do I only have to do this once to get them spaced? Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. There's a lot wrong with this diff that makes me worry that I will not get 100%. Oh, happy day. What a happy day. All right. Cool. We did it. We did it. That was quite the journey. And I was a little worried there for a moment, and we ended up with some come on, man. We ended up with some weird things going on. Explored a little bit of CSS here outside of the norm. That was fun. Stacked gradients. They're fun. I'm telling you. You gotta stack the gradients. It's so much fun. You will love stacking gradients. And if you mistype one thing, the whole thing disappears, and it doesn't give you an error. You don't know why it's wrong. No clue. You just gotta figure it out. But that's only if you mistype it. We don't do that. No one mistypes things. Come on. Yeah. All right. That was fun. 266 feels long. Not gonna lie. That does not feel like the best solution. I'm curious to see what everyone else came up with. That's always the best part. So, hope you had fun. Catch you guys later.